Hello my friends, and as of today, intense battles continue along the entire front line without exception. Let's start right away with the Avdiivka direction, as the situation here is deteriorating. Every day, it becomes more challenging to repel Russian attacks. They are attempting to achieve success with continuous offensive actions across the entire front line. Simultaneously, shelling persists along the entire combat contact line, and as a result, they manage to break through to the outskirts of Stepove. Although our units manage to push them back, this territory is already transitioning into a gray zone, and if you look at another map, you can see that the front line has changed, and the gray zone is now very close to the village. The occupiers have advanced approximately 1,300 meters. It's known that today the front line runs along the railway. But how long will they be able to advance at this pace? It's hard to say, especially today when both sides have concentrated a large number of forces on one section of front, making it incredibly challenging. The occupiers are also not ceasing their offensive actions on Avdiivka, with battles occurring from the south towards Severne and Tonenke. Importantly, the number of shelling incidents between Stepove and Severne is exceptionally high. This underscores that the Russians want to advance to Avdiivka and surround our units. The struggle for every meter continues here, and the Russians have enough reserves to advance not only in places where their main goal is to capture the city, but also on secondary directions, for example in Marinka, where they lose strength every day but continue to advance. The same goes for Novoiehorivka. Every day about 10 attempts to breach our defense are recorded in this area, and all of them are unsuccessful. The Ukrainian Armed Forces defeat them, and the front line remains unchanged. In the Bakhmut direction, intense battles are ongoing in the areas of Ivanivsk, Klishivka, and Avdiivka. Here, the occupiers continue to shell villages, followed by an immediate assault on our positions. However, the Ukrainian forces are doing everything to hold their positions. Even in the event of a breakthrough by the occupiers, they are still eliminated. The Bakhmut direction is the second most challenging after Avdiivka as of today. In the Kreminna and Siversk areas, the occupiers are increasing the number of shelling incidents, and battles continue in the forest near Kreminna. They have no success, and as a result, the front line remains unchanged over the day. In the Svatove direction, battles persist near Novoiehorivka and Stelmakhivka, and over the day the front line remains unchanged. However, the Russians continue storming the positions of the Ukrainian Armed Forces several times a day. In the Kupiansk direction, intense battles continue in the areas of Sinkivka, Petropavlivka, and Ivanivsk, with the number of shelling incidents increasing. It's evident that the Russians seek a breakthrough in the defense to achieve any success, and they are willing to sacrifice a significant number of people and equipment for it. Nevertheless, the Ukrainian forces maintain their defense, although they pay a high price for it. Today, there is also information spreading that the Ukrainian Armed Forces raised a flag in the village of Topoli. Supposedly, this village is in the gray zone. In reality, the village was liberated during the counteroffensive, and the front line has long passed along the river. Therefore, the village is in the gray zone because the occupiers don't cross the river. There are sources indicating that this settlement is closer to the railway, but going 3.5 kilometers into the occupied territory and crossing the river to raise a flag is unlikely. We are waiting for clarification on this information. In the Vuhledar direction, the occupiers persist in attacking the positions of the Ukrainian Armed Forces towards Novoiehorivka. Shelling also continues daily, targeting most of the frontline settlements by the Russians, but there are no changes along the front line and the situation remains unchanged for now. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, Russian attempts to break through from the flanks persist. Periodically changing their attack directions, they are consistently repelled by the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the front line remains unchanged. It's worth noting that battles are ongoing in each mentioned direction. The occupiers have maximized their efforts seeking success. There is a possibility that such actions aim to wear down the Ukrainian army, forcing the planned resources for a counteroffensive to be dispersed across the various directions. However, as we already know, the Russians encountered an unexpected turn of events. In the Kherson direction, the Ukrainian Armed Forces are attempting to advance. Unfortunately, there are no official statements yet. The front line remains unchanged. Meanwhile, the Russians claim that the Ukrainian Armed Forces are conducting attacks and have successfully advanced into the forest near the settlement of Kreminna. Therefore, we await confirmation and closely monitor the situation in this direction, as today it seems to be the only chance to achieve results before the Russians start building 3 lines of defense here as well.
There are no significant changes in the Kherson direction. Russian fighters do not abandon attempts to dislodge the armed forces of Ukraine from Kreminna, but so far without success. As before, achieving the goal is complicated by a large number of FPV drones, the work of enemy electronic warfare and a small number of air defense systems of the Russian armed forces in this area. Kherson direction, the enemy continues to put pressure on the direction, skillfully using our tragic miscalculations on the ground. Nevertheless, the losses of the armed forces of Ukraine from the fire of our artillery are terrible, if this is translated into human lives. The footage shows strikes on enemy positions on its shore and shelters on ours. In addition, it was reported about the destruction of the Su-24 of the armed forces of Ukraine in this sector of the front. The enemy did not abandon plans to cross the Dnieper and land in other areas of the southern direction.
Meanwhile, Russian deputies are urging the public humiliation of those who don't support the war in Ukraine.
Не совсем справедливо к этим людям отнестись так, что запретить полностью и тотально музыку тех, кто уехал. Их надо разбить на 2 категории. Первая категория – это те, кто не поддержал специальную военную операцию, выступил против, те, кто поливал грязью Россию, власть, тех надо, конечно, судить. А тех, кто просто по какой-то причине отмолчался, там, отсиделся где-то, но постепенно возвращается в Россию, мы видим такие случаи уже регулярные, я думаю, что к ним нужно применить специальный налоговый режим. Это 95% налога с их доходов в казну на поддержку СВО, на поддержку многодетных, на поддержку детей, инвалидов, а 5% пускай оставляют себе. И на таких условиях пускай работают.
Какое условие для тех, кто все-таки передумал, скажем так?
Наверное, в целом история подберет к ним наказание. Но я думаю, нужно посмотреть мировой опыт. Например, сингапурский опыт. Это публичная порка плетью, там бьют палками, у нас можно бить плетью. На Красной площади вывести, выпороть как следует, чтобы на коленях попросили прощения у всех граждан Российской Федерации, у президента. И, наверное, по тому же принципу 95% доходов в казну, 5% оставить им.
Мы сами военнослужащие находимся в зоне СВО. В данный момент мы находимся в Бердянске. В Бердянске находимся. Со 76-й дивизии 104-го полка ВДВ, штурмовая бригада, 2-й батальон, 5-й взвод. Пятая рота, 1-й взвод. У нас случилась проблема. После задачи мы приехали, и наш командир застрелил также военнослужащего, обычного простого мужика, который также был на передке был, вот, также выполнял все приказы командиров, то есть не пятисотился, ничего, достойный мужик, и наш командир его просто взял и посчитал, что якобы он его чем-то оскорбил, и просто взял его, застрелил. Сначала выпустил одну пулю в голову, можно сказать, в упор. После того, как он упал, он сделал еще контроль, да, 4 контрольных выстрела, короче, также, можно сказать, в упор, в область сердца. Ну, в общем, в верхнюю часть груди 4 пули выпустил еще, которые прошили его также насквозь. Вот. Благодаря некоторым ребятам, у нас 7 человек, благодаря некоторым ребятам, которые, значит, проявили тоже инициативу нужную для сохранения нашей жизни, так как мы являемся, ну, то есть на наших глазах это было все сделано, мы реально осознавали то, что нашей жизни будет угрожать опасность, вот, что в результате так и получается. В результате так и получается. Вот. И, значит, вовремя сообщили военной полиции Бердянска.
And what do you think about this? Write your opinion in the comments. And that's all from me. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.